Hey y'all, this is Carter with Upriver Fly Fishing, and as you just saw, we have some really awesome high alpine lakes here in easy proximity from Buena Vista, and these lakes offer a super unique fishing opportunity and landscape that really is only accessible for a little bit of the year. But because of their nature, they're definitely add a little bit more to the adventure and require a little bit more to access often. And with all that, you're getting back into the backcountry, and there's definitely a lot more that goes into this kind of fishing, these kind of trips. So with me today, I have our shop manager, Michael. Thanks for joining us, man.
Of course.
And I'm gonna pick his brain a little bit. He was born and raised here, spent a lot of time fishing, and overall knows this area and knows this, style of adventure a little bit better than I do, and has been around here a lot. So definitely a good person to have. And we're gonna kind of pick apart what you would need to think about and bring kind of as you would make one of these trips. So Michael, what are we talking about when we're talking about a high alpine lake?
So an alpine lake, in our definition, is usually classified by being at high elevation, usually above 11,000 feet, somewhere from 11,000 to 12,500. Tree line being at 11,500, a lot of times these lakes sit above tree line, completely exposed on the alpine tundra, oftentimes surrounded by huge talus fields of large chunks of granite. So high exposure, usually there's a hike-in involved.
Yeah.
I'd say anywhere from 1 mile or less all the way up to 9 miles and everywhere in between. These lakes are classified by quick changing weather. So there's kind of a different level of preparedness that goes into reaching these places and having a quality experience.
Totally. Yeah. And yeah, weather's one thing you mentioned.
Yeah.
Definitely whatever's happening down here is probably going to be more intense up there. And you're above tree line, like you said, most of those places, a lot of those places. And so yeah, kind of going off that, what would you say kind of goes through your head and you would start to do, as you want to go on one of these trips, before you're even packing your bag, just research what you're checking, how you're getting stuff ready up here before down there.
Yeah, so before you even get your gear ready, you need a plan up here, I guess. That involves having a really good idea of where you're going and how to get from point A to point B. So is the road to the trailhead paved? Is it 4x4? You need to know that and be prepared for that. Do you have a physical map of the area? Maybe that's not as important as it used to be, but at least you have some sort of GPS app or Google Maps preloaded with the area that you're going to, just so you can be as prepared as possible. Especially if it's your first time in an area, you need to know that you can get there safely.
I'd say just kind of stuff you do on the front end before even getting in your car, packing other stuff up. Go online, look on maps, familiarize yourself with what the route looks like.
Weather forecast.
Check your radar. Know what's expected. Radar's huge as opposed to a weather forecast, just because you pull up a forecast for a town, but you're gonna be way back on this little peak somewhere. You know, radar, you can kind of more see where the storm's gonna be moving, when it's gonna be coming in, and if it would be right in the same area as you. And you know, checking if you can see like what the trail's like, find a write-up online about the trail, see if there's any recent updates in terms of conditions. All stuff definitely to just keep in mind.
Yep.
So, you know where you're going, you have a plan, you've done your research, and
You're getting up early.
Yeah, you're getting up early. Setting that alarm, hopefully sticking to it. And you're getting your bag ready. Probably the night before so you can get out early, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into it. But maybe starting with the pack itself, what would be something that you kind of look for in that, Michael?
So for me, the ideal day pack is kind of on the small side. It's like a 32-liter backpack. For me, what's really important is having a good waist strap. This is going to help take all the weight off your shoulders, be more comfortable to wear for hours at a time as you cover some distance. But really, there's a wide variety of backpacks that'll work. This is just what works for me. It's just big enough to hold everything I need for a day and nothing more. And that's what we're talking about here is day trips.
Definitely not going into the overnight stuff.
Yeah, overnight's a whole different story. Yeah. So this is day trip focused, in and out. Waistband is really important. Some sort of hydration system, Camelbacks and water bags of other brands are really popular these days. So a backpack that can convert into that. Otherwise, just bring plenty of water, water bottle, and ideally bring along a way to get more water. Some sort of water filtration system. This is a really small version of that. It's just a hand pump. You can take water straight from the streams that you walk along. You never want to drink water out in the backcountry just from the stream. A little bit risky. You don't want to get sick. So water filtration, hydration, probably at the top of the list of things you need to actually handle.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think the whole kind of idea in terms of packing for these kind of trips is bring everything you need for, you know, hiking, fishing, overall comfort and warmth, you know, for that allotted time you plan on being out there, with having options like that as, you know, essential things to allow you to stay out a little longer in case stuff does go south.
Yeah. What should we move to next?
Yeah, we probably won't be covering the fishing stuff in this video. We're going to come back and do a more in-depth video on, you know, the actual fish and how to fish these lakes, which is a whole nother thing. So this is kind of all the gear, hiking, safety stuff. And if we did water, probably, you know, bring some food. And then from there, of course, you go into what kind of clothes you'd be looking at.
Okay, yeah. So up in the Alpine, weather changes fast. In the summertime, there's usually a rain shower in the afternoon. You can just basically count on it. So even if the forecast looks sunny, I always bring rain pants and a raincoat. These are kind of large items. You can go much lighter weight than these. But these oftentimes will make the difference whether or not you're comfortable or warm or even want to stick it out at the lake for a while. Rain shells.
Rain pants are huge. That's
super important. Yeah. Usually you learn that lesson once if you have to sit through a hailstorm and you're totally exposed and you're just sitting there getting covered in melting ice and it's windy.
I was like tucked under this little rock just trying to stay dry. I had my raincoat, but
it takes the fun out of it really quick. So keep yourself warm with rain gear. You can also take another step and keep your backpack dry with just a simple pack cover. They make these universally. Just find what fits your pack. Really nice to know that your stuff is going to stay dry, so
Definitely huge if you're bringing up all your filled out fly boxes. You don't want to rust your hooks if stuff does start to come down.
You bring in your nice camera.
Exactly. Yeah. Camera gear. I'm always bringing that up. So
your cell phone, which can be your lifeline or GPS or whatever. It's nice to keep things dry, and you should assume that you're going to get wet. Additionally, I like to bring about one more layer than I think I'm going to need. So I've got a nice kind of hoodie, kind of a mid layer. And then I also bring along a down jacket that's easy to compress, lightweight, but super warm. I like to overpack a little bit because more often than not, you end up wearing everything you brought anyways. And that's really important to me. Yeah, exactly. So being comfortable, being dry, and feeling like you can stay warm are so important when you're in the Alpine. And if you want to make your day last longer and wait out one rain shower, you can do that. And usually the sun comes out afterwards and you get another opportunity. So it's really valuable to be able to stay dry and stay warm.
Yep. Hard to fish when you're shivering.
Yep. Right along those lines, good pair of boots or shoes that are waterproof is going to make a big difference. Your socks are actually super important. I like to wear some sort of wool blend, and I actually always take up an extra pair so I can swap out of my sweaty ones, but that's just kind of an extra step that is not necessary. What else? I mean, that's about it for clothing.
That's kind of the stuff that'll...
You want a hat, keep the sun off. Hoodie is always awesome. Sunglasses. Got to protect your eyes up there.
You're, 4,000 feet closer to the sun than we are even here in the valley, so definitely getting scorched.
Yeah, so you want to protect yourself from the elements. That's what I'm getting at. Every part of it. What's next?
Sunscreen, bug spray.
Yes.
I'm an East Coaster, so I'm used to the nasty bugs and enjoy the fact that there aren't too many out here, but these are some of the moistest environments you are going to find out in Colorado, and I've noticed there definitely are some mosquitoes there compared to just about anywhere else.
Definitely mosquitoes around. So insect repellent, good sunscreen. I always take up some sort of Advil or Tylenol in case you get a headache or a muscle ache. I tend to get headaches pretty easily, so I don't like to let that ruin my day. Sometimes you got to take care of business along the trail. It's good to have some toilet paper, some hand sanitizer, and always remember to be responsible with your human waste and bury it if you're able to, away from a trail, away from streams.
Leave no trace.
Try to not leave that mess for somebody else to find. So that basically covers everything that I take on a day trip that doesn't include my fishing gear, which of course is a rod and reel and some flies and all your tippet. So it's a lot of added stuff, but it's not really important to being comfortable in the backcountry. So
totally. And like I said, hopefully soon here we'll be getting a little more in depth on that. All that stuff. So yeah. Well, thank you all for watching. Good luck. Happy hunting, and be safe. Plan your stuff. Tell someone where you're going.
Get some rain gear.
Yeah. Fun and beans.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.